And we're live. What's going on? I'm Alexandra. I'm founder of Life With Herpes. It's exciting to be here with you. I have no makeup, dirty hair. It's just been one of those days. I've been playing with my son. Anyways, welcome. If you've been on a live before, you know that I get lots of questions, hundreds of questions, and people ask their questions in order. So if you have anything specific you want to ask, I recommend going ahead now and asking those questions. With that being said, I just looked at the time. I only have a few minutes with you because my son has a gymnastics class that we're going to bounce to. So if you were just joining, welcome. My name's Alexandra. I was diagnosed with HSV-1 in 2003 and HSV-2 in 2011. So I've been living with HSV for a very, very, very long time, aka I've been living with herpes for a very long time. I have been on this platform dedicating my time and knowledge so that people no longer can feel alone, feel like, you know, they're isolated, feel like a leper, things of that nature. So it is definitely something that we struggle with. So for those of you that are on here, go on ahead and ask your questions. Like I said, I get hundreds of questions. I do my best to answer them in order that they come, however the app presents them to me. So also, if you are new and you have herpes or you have a friend that has herpes, please share this information with them. Or if you have herpes, go on ahead and follow. Like I said, I do my best to go live daily. I post lots of content. And again, it's my effort to be here with you and to be a leader in order to provide support and hope in this living with herpes. So some questions I've been getting are a lot of questions about HSV-1 down there. So yeah, HSV-1 is most commonly associated with, and most commonly HSV-1 is oral herpes. However, there's a lot of people now that are getting HSV-1 genital. So I was just having my annual earlier this week, and one of the things that was discussed by my OBGYN, he's like, I always tell my patients anything below the belly button is to be considered genital herpes, even if it's HSV-1, even if it's HSV-2, even if it is not on your genitals, let's say it's on your inner thigh, that's still considered HSV-2 or hi little boy, or genital herpes. So these are things to be just to remember and consider. A lot of us will say, well, I have the good kind, right? I have oral herpes. I have the good kind. I don't want to say one's good, one's bad. They're all herpes and they all can be transmitted by skin to skin and by doing things with whatever area is infected. So if you're infected in your mouth and you do things with your mouth, wherever you do the things with your mouth, you can transmit it. Vice versa, if you have herpes down there and you do things down there, whatever it is that you do, you can transmit it to somebody else. So anyways, just wanted to clarify that. I see some questions. I want to make sure. Jenna saying that she's disclosing to someone on Sunday. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Absolutely. Good luck. We are here for you. If you have any other questions, you guys can always reach out to me. I also have a toolkit you can download. It is linked in the bio. I do have a toolkit, and it's a herpes disclosure toolkit. It goes through, I think there's like 16 different videos. It was fun when I recorded. I look back, I was 9 months pregnant, so it's like tender for me to see it. But yeah, there's tons of videos. There's scripts. There's reasons why we disclose, reasons why we don't disclose, all sorts of things. It is linked for you in the bio. But good luck. I'm so excited for you. My friend has been worried about paper cut herpes. She said it's just one single looking cut. So yeah, so that's something that's really interesting. We have this conception and we have this thought that herpes is like Armageddon down there, or there are blisters everywhere down there. And it can actually just be a paper cut. It can be a little cut, just a little paper cut. So how would you know what that is? I would say if it's extremely tender, extremely sensitive, because the herpes virus, HSV virus, lives in our nerves. So it will attach to those nerve endings down there. So that's why it's very painful, because it's part of our nerves. So yeah, paper cut herpes is herpes. It can be oral, it can be genital, it can be wherever you have it, and it can just be like a little paper cut. So that's something that can be misconstrued. A lot of other times, let's just talk about herpes and the way it can look. It can be one blister. It can be a cluster of blisters. It can be a cluster that move into one big blister, like they combine together, or it can be a paper cut. The blisters are typically fluid filled, not pus filled. So the difference is like, you know, a zit would have white blood cells, pus. Herpes is definitely, it can't have like a white looking aura, but it's definitely going to be more fluid filled. So just to give you an idea of what that looks like. Hey, Kathy, how are you? What about girls who are with girls? What with HSV is less likely to transmit? So I can't speak for personal experience. I also don't know if there's a lot of statistics on that, but I do know that women are more likely to contract HSV than men, and I think it's just based on the way that our anatomy is shaped. It's skin to skin. So again, it doesn't matter really how the skin touches, it's just skin to skin transmission. It's not fluid-based transmission. So that has kept potentially female on female from a lot of other STIs or STDs, but herpes is skin to skin. So I don't necessarily have a statistic on that. So my guess, again, I would just say it's the same as male and female. I don't want to be on antivirals my whole life, but I'm also so nervous to get off of them. I totally understand, Kaylin. I was on the antivirals for 3 years straight, and then I got off of them. I personally don't take them. Do I get outbreaks? I do. Do I take them when I get outbreaks? No. I'm just in this place of I don't want to be taking a prescription. I feel that there's other natural ways that you can potentially support yourself. In fact, I need to take my supplements. So as I'm talking, I'm going to get them out. These are what I personally take daily. I take lysine, which is an essential amino acid. It's a protein that helps prevent the replication of the herpes virus. Like I said, I love this. I take this daily. It definitely helps with the prodrome. It definitely helps with any type of itchies, tinglies I feel when I have outbreaks. I take more of this. The next thing that I take is, this is the Monolaurin lysine combo, but I take Monolaurin, which is lauric acid, and what that does is it helps disrupt the outer shell, the outer layer of an enveloped virus. The HSV virus is enveloped, so this helps disrupt it so our immune system can penetrate it. I take this daily. And then the one I just showed you was a combo. So the company Natural Cure Labs actually makes it lysine monolaurin combo. So I take these. I take them always. Right now, as I'm remembering, I'm just going to take them the combo because it's less swallows for me. And then finally, Andrographis. And this is something that is new to me. It's kind of new in general. It's not new. It's an ancient herb, but it's new to us. And this does a lot at fighting the HSV virus. And so I take this also daily. So these are what I take daily. Definitely do your own research. See what you feel comfortable with. Ask your doctor if you have questions. These are natural things that I take to help with the antivirals. You can order them. They are all linked in the bio for you. You do get 10% off. So definitely order from that link in the bio. Do antivirals stop outbreaks permanently? No, nothing stops an outbreak permanently. And the antivirals, according to the FDA, do a really good job at suppressing the virus and preventing outbreaks as well as viral shedding. If herpes is not active, is it supposed to show up as an STD test? Mine doesn't anymore. So yeah, once you have it, you have it. You can't, like, at this point, we don't know how to rid ourselves of viruses. Like, once we have viruses, we have them for life. You can go negative just based on your antibody levels, but you would still have it. So you would still have herpes. How can you tell herpes from a boil? That I would say go get that swabbed. I would absolutely get that swabbed. If you have a boil or a blister or a bump that you're like, is that herpes? I would go get that looked at. My favorite way is HerpAlert. Go to herpalert.com, use the promo code Life With Herpes. They do give you a discount. They're the best way. It's a telehealth company to support. That way you don't have to go in. You can do it virtually. It's great. So all I remember her telling me is that I was just hurting for one day, but nothing else happened. Yeah, that can be really common for the paper cut type herpes outbreaks. It can just be really minor. It can be a day, 24 hours, 48 hours, and then it kind of goes. Thank you for the follows, you guys. I see them coming across. I appreciate that. If you have herpes or you know someone that has herpes, definitely share this information with them. Follow my page. Like I said, I do my best to go live as often as possible and share information like supplements that I like to use, like natural products I really like to use. This one is really awesome. This one, I love the way it smells. The fingerprint is from my son. He put his finger in there. But this has lemon balm, this eucalyptus peppermint oil, and some other great stuff to help with the pain. The eucalyptus and peppermint definitely helps with the pain, helps with the soothing. This is very wound and skin repairing. So you guys love this one. You guys love to apply this to your outbreaks. When you first got HSV, did you have, I don't know what a real plasma is. I don't know what that is. And yeast infection problem like for 3 months. Yes, I had nonstop yeast infections for 2 years. It's because my body was on overdrive and like couldn't fight. I got one thing after the next thing after the next thing after the next thing. So yeah, I had lots of yeast infections, and that is very common for a lot of women to have yeast infection or BV, just nonstop infections. So I see that they're notifying me that some of your comments were filtered just due to the guidelines. So if I'm not answering your question, definitely ask it again, but make it like G-rated. Could I get this from sharing drinks and vapes? Yes, you can. The thing is, so it's skin to skin. So the virus really likes skin to skin, but I'm going to use this as an example. Let's say I have an outbreak, and let's say I take a sip and then I give you a sip, and you touch where my blister just touched, then that can transmit it. So this can be a vehicle. Other things like toys can be a way to transmit it. As far as, vaping or smoking or whatever, sharing a beer, whatever, I've talked to lots of people that didn't know that what that other person had was herpes. They shared a chapstick. You put your chapstick, by the way, this is like the world's best chapstick ever. It has lysine in it, so it helps with the herpes outbreaks. But anyways, let's say I had an outbreak. Let's say I, put the chapstick on, and then you go, hey, can I borrow your chapstick? And I'm like, yeah, no problem, right? That would potentially transmit it. So all those things I would just be aware of it, not trying to scare you. Now I have like the chapstick on me. Not trying to scare you, just be aware of it. What about having an outbreak down below once only, however, having herpetic whitlow twice? It can potentially be transmitted there if you have it on your hands. Once you have the antibodies, it's, pretty hard to transmit it to yourself. But I would just be aware of, you could accidentally touch it down there. Is it easy to get it from a roommate who gets them a lot by sharing a kitchen and bathroom? I wouldn't be so worried about sharing a bathroom, a shower, utensils. Those things all get washed. I use the examples of the chapstick. You could say a fork or whatever. Let's say I have an outbreak and then I put this down, and then hours later you come back and use my chapstick, you're probably going to be okay. I wouldn't share intimate things like that. But as far as like my husband doesn't have it, my son doesn't have it. You know what I mean? We all live together, obviously. I have both HSV1 and HSV2. You want me to flip the screen? You want to see the other side? Okay. Is it that way? No. I don't know how to do it. I don't know where. That's what my view is, you guys. Where do you get your vitamins from? I order them online. It's all linked for you. I order it directly from the company. Speaking of the vitamins that I talk about, Natural Cure Labs, I have lots of people reach out to me and asking me to use their supplements. I have lots of people ask me to pay me lots of money to say, hey, will you speak on my behalf and promote my vitamin? It's an automatic no, because this company is by far the best. As far as the owner, he has put his heart and soul into this company. I've become personal friends with him since. They have won many awards. They are lab tested, and they have many ethical awards that they have received for their supplements. So they are the best. How can you tell the difference from an outbreak and a boil? So I would definitely get that checked. All right, guys, I have to go. Last question. How did I find out that I had herpes? HSV1 oral, I woke up with pain, blisters, literally all over my mouth, all over. And it was absolutely miserable. I had a fever, flu-like symptoms. I had to go to the ER. I was so dehydrated. So that was how I knew that. And then I had it swabbed and it came back positive. Genital herpes was actually very similar. I woke up one day and was like, something doesn't feel right. I'm in pain. There's lots of pain. And then of course it went into blisters. So those were things that, it was just lots of blisters. And then I go to the doctor and have it swabbed, and there you go. How do you disclose? Okay, that was the last question I will ask. I like to open with just discussing sexual health and what your intentions are with that partner, and if that's something that you want to proceed with, and just kind of open in that nature. With that being said, this is when you have your discussion about, let's get tested, or I've recently been tested and I was negative for these things, but I was positive for this thing. I was positive for HSV. It's really important to me that we get tested, because a lot of times these STIs can be dormant and you may or may not know of something you have. The reason why it's also important to me is because I already have one and I don't want to get another one. With that being said, because I have herpes, here's what I'm going to do to prevent transmission. What questions do you have? So that's really the short answer. I do have a toolkit you guys can look at. It is linked in the bio for you. It has like 16 different videos. It has scripts. It walks you through what to say, what not to say, how to say it, things of that nature. So anyways, I appreciate you all joining me today. I'm going to run. My little boy needs taking him to gymnastics. So hope you have a great day, and I will see you all soon. Bye, guys.